Hello, 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 my art people. How are you? I am good. I need to stop this so I can feed Jax. Okay. Now that the most important things are taken care of. How about a sip of coffee? Shall we? Okay, so I thought I'd do a swatch of the MaimeriBlu. This is probably going to be a long one because I didn't realize how many were in here. But you know what? I'm doing this to get me back into the swing of things. So I'm just going to start swatching and we'll go from there. Maybe this will be a good session for me to just ramble on. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swatch and we'll just, whatever happens, happens, right? As you know, I don't know if you looked at my other videos, there's a lot of new people here, so I'm loving it. And I hope you binge all my other videos to get a sense of who I am and my history. And if not, I will try to, keep you updated on things that are going on. Right now, I am staying in a mobile home park until I can get into my new apartment on the 3rd floor of where I used to work. I lost everything in Helene, and I saved as much as I could that I could throw in my in my truck, and I really wasn't thinking. I only had like a couple days to just go through. Everything was just ruined. But to grab what I could, I really wasn't thinking. I just grabbed my most important things, like my other dog's ashes and stuff like that. Lots and lots. I grabbed almost all of my favorite art supplies. I did have a bug out tub that I did put my most favorite art supplies in, and then when I went back in the next couple of days, I kept just grabbing all my favorites. So I am surrounded by art supplies. So that's the a summary of why I am where I am today. So let's start. Now, a couple of these, I don't know, should I go down? That's what I'll do. And then, okay, I'll do that. I'll do it that way. Should I do the whites? Because we can't really see. This is a Chinese white, which is kind of like the whitest white, isn't it? I'm not going to do the whites. Well, I'll do it real quick. That's a Chinese white. And the next one is a titanium white. And how should I do this? Should I do it this way as well? The same way it's on the swatch? I'll do that. And then I will write in the names later on. This is probably going to be really, really long. So next one is, this is MaimeriBlu. I am not familiar with, I'm semi-familiar with this, but not very. I mainly have been using Daniel Smith and Paul Rubens, and I am a sucker for anything Derwent. So I have my Derwent Inktense. Here, I'll show you. I decided to so here's my Inktense. I put them in here. So I have everything really handy, which was really, really nice to grab and go. When you're in the middle of a hurricane evacuation. I can laugh about it now, but I have to. So the next color is and a lot of these names are very familiar to me. Cadmium orange. And let's put that right. So I can barely see those whites, so we'll just do that here. I don't know how I wanted to do this. Add a little water. Right. This is multimedia paper as well, so that's going to be another challenge. I did grab a lot of my arches, aquarels, and watercolor paper that are in blocks, but those are in a storage unit right now. So right now all I have are my little, a lot of my sketchbooks, and I grabbed this big, this is a sketchbook that I've been using for my watercolor exercises. Next one is Pyrrole Orange. I'm very familiar with that. And then I would like to do a little, there we go. So I am in a mobile home park community. Before I moved to Florida in January, sold my house in New York and moved to Florida. This is Permanent Orange. A lot of these are names are very familiar to me. I used to be a snowbird, and I would stay here in Sarasota at this mobile home park. I have always worked from home for the last 11 years before I retired. I'm a retired technical business analyst. So I would come here and I would still work, but I would come for like 3 to 4 weeks, and absolutely love this area. Really did. I really wanted, when I sold my house, I wanted to move to Sarasota. But as I found, and you'll see in one of my Saturday morning coffee videos, the place that I had my heart set on, this is Cadmium Yellow Lemon. Their rents went up quite considerably to $2,000 or more, which I just didn't want to do, only because if it starts out at $2,000, it's just going to progressively go up more and more and more. And I am really, I'm basically on SSI, and that is my main form of income. Except now that I'm monetized here, I'm very happy to be monetized, and I hope to do you justice by doing some really great videos for you guys. And please binge all my old videos. I got almost 300 videos before I got monetized, so please watch those. This was Cadmium Yellow Medium. This is very smooth paint, very smooth. And this is Cadmium Yellow Deep. I like this color. I like this color. You know what this reminds me of? This color reminds me of when we were children, and the Crayola crayons. Remember, there was like a yellow orange or an orange yellow? What I used to do when I used to color, I would outline in orange yellow, and then I would color in with yellow. That's how I colored when I was a kid. Isn't that funny? The things that you remember. This is Indian Yellow. I like Indian Yellow as well. It reminds me of Cadmium Yellow Deep. So here's Indian Yellow. Let's add a little, just a touch of water. So that's what I used. So I had 2 other dogs before Jax. I've had them, Jasper and Jeffrey, for years and years and years and years. I gotta put this down because it's dripping. Next is Naples Yellow Medium. So I always drove to Florida because of my dogs. They always went on vacation with me. And I found this place, and just love it, just love it. It's got a little restaurant, little bar, 2 pools, all kinds of, stuff like that. They used to have a outdoor grill restaurant and then an indoor sit-down restaurant. I haven't been in the sit-down restaurant since before 2020. We used to come here right around, I used to come here right around St. Patrick's Day. I remember having corned beef and cabbage in there. Naples yellow. I remember having, that was the last time, and that was around 2018 maybe, when I came down here. And then, so when everything happened and my apartment got flooded during Helene and I had nowhere to go, I did go to my very nickel titanium yellow. I'm just throwing in these color names in the middle of my stories. I went to my wonderful friend Mike's house for 2 weeks while I figured out, you know, what was going on with the apartment. They said like a year. I was like, so I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I actually wanted to just throw everything in my car and just keep driving back to New York. I was ready to just keep going. Let's have some coffee. But I didn't. Florida, when I was in New York, Florida always called to me, always. That's why I snowbirded here for so many years before I moved. I did move here in 2012. Just like I moved to Colorado in 2005. But for some reason I would get homesick. I guess I get anxiety when I travel. So I would always move back. And this time I said no. I mean, I left beautiful Colorado. I left Florida after a year. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then the hurricanes happened. I'm like, no, I'm still not going to do it. There's a reason why I'm here, why I came. I came here to grow young. And that's what I'm going to do. And hurricanes aren't going to hurt me. Can't hurt me. This is permanent yellow orange. There's a lot of yellows and oranges here. Permanent yellow orange. This is kind of sticky-ish. It's very different. Let's put a little water in there. Let's see. Did Jax eat all his breakfast? I hope so. He's been eating better since we're not at the apartment. When we were in the apartment, he wouldn't eat till like noon. So he's eating better, which is nice. So yes, I booked this place for a month to figure out what I need to do. Permanent yellow lemon. And can you see the differences in all these? You can see differences. It's just, I don't know if I need all these differences. I do have them in all these different colors in Paul Rubens and Daniel Smith. This is permanent yellow deep. Okay. Permanent yellow deep. I like that color too. That's like a nice sunny yellow. That's a nice sunny yellow. I like that. Where was I in my story? So I thought, because I always booked this place for at least 3 months or 3 weeks to a month. So I figured it's off season, it won't be busy, they've got to have something. So this is primary yellow. These all are very different, I guess. And I booked it for the month because I figured I know the place. This is actually the 3rd time Jax has been here and he's only 4. I could heal here because I know it. There's a restaurant here if I don't want to go out and do anything because of the traffic. There's a lot of traffic in Sarasota for some reason. So I thought, well, that's what I'll do because I don't know what's going on. Where am I going to live? I just wanted a place a roof over my head. My friend Mike said I could have stayed with him, but I just wanted to get out of his hair. And as much as I know people are so good, I just needed this place for me and Jax just to take walks every morning. And I could, I could cook food and things like that. And I have been doing that. I've been making my own dinners and stuff like that. So, plus I have to make his food. And it's just a a place to heal. And we've been basically bumps on a log for the first week we've been here. Let's see, we've been here. We've been here over a week now. We came on Friday. So yeah. And then while we were here, my manager called and said that I have an apartment on the 3rd floor. So I'm very, very happy about that. I am going back to the same place, but I will be on the 3rd floor. So I'm going to be very happy about that. Golden yellow. Golden yellow. Now, golden yellow is a lot like permanent yellow deep. I don't know what the differences here are. Now, this is a PY 183. Permanent yellow deep is a PY 227. They all have different numbers. Oh, okay, so now there's these guys outside with this huge monstrosity contraption on a trailer, and I think they're going to be cutting trees down. So if the noise persists, I might put this on hold depending on how bad the noise. This is yellow vanadium, which I've never heard. Now that's that's new to me. Yellow vanadium. Interesting. And I'm very interested in color and color history and how they got their names and things like that. I have a book on my Kindle called March of the Pigments, which is really, really interesting. If you go in my descriptions, I have a link to it on Kindle. Really interesting. It's very technical too. Okay, this is transparent yellow, which I'm very familiar with Daniel Smith. Transparent yellow. Oh yeah. Yep. The caca color. Yes. And then the next one is Gamboge. Oh, I've heard about Gamboge many times, but I do not have any Gamboge. So this is nice. Gamboge hue. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. It's a lot like cadmium yellow deep, but this Gamboge is PY 139 and cadmium yellow deep is PY 35. And I've heard of new Gamboge and Gamboge. So that's interesting. Next is Orange Lake. Ooh, that sounds pretty. PO 43. Ooh. Orange Lake. I'm going to push these into each other too. Just to see how, you know. Orange Lake. And Yellow Ochre. Ooh, I got some Yellow Lake into that, so please know that there's a little Yellow Lake and Orange Lake and Yellow Ochre. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. And I'm just doing these swatches are just mamby-pamby, nilly-willy, willy-nilly. It's just for me to just chit-chat with you guys. Golden Ochre. Oh, that sounds nice. I have never heard of the Golden Ochre. Oh. Golden Ochre. Ooh, different. And that's a PY 43. Interesting. Interesting. All right, we'll put that in there. And then Raw Sienna. Raw Sienna. Very familiar with Raw Sienna. As you are. Raw Sienna. They didn't give us a lot here. So that's Raw Sienna. Okay. Nice. You can hear Jack's playing with his toys. So yes, and slowly all of his toys were on the floor. So of course that got flooded out. everything that was on the floor, of course, was flooded. And all his toys were on the floor because he is not able to go into a basket, although there were baskets, but they were all on the floor, and pull toys out. He's a brat that way. So I've slowly, and he likes toys that are the same size as him because he bullies them. Ooh, permanent carmine. So I've slowly been getting him a couple toys here and there. We're not going to go crazy like we used to. We're going to be very minimalist in our new apartment. Excuse me, permanent carmine. Ooh, that's pretty. That is pretty. I might have to change the water here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. We're going to be very minimalist. So I could have saved a lot of money and not brought so much stuff when I moved here, but I had no idea what was going on. But now we can be more minimalists in what we buy and what we have in our apartment. I think this is Crimson Lake. I even like the name. Crimson Lake. Ooh. Oh, I can hear them out there. They're doing something. Jax is going to the window. See what those men are up to. I went to get my mail the other day because I got some important pieces of mail that I had to get, and I had to drive back to St. Pete. And when I came back, there's this really cool window here. It's like a transom window, and I used to be able to see these two cool tree limbs out that window. When I came back, one of the trees, they had cut back all the tree limbs. It's so weird looking. It was I noticed it immediately. So I think that's what they're doing here, is they're cutting down more tree limbs, because this is a mobile home park, and they're probably being proactive for other hurricanes. This is Rose Madder. Rose Madder. I like Rose Madder. Ooh, that's a nice red. Rose Madder. So I think they're being proactive. They cleaned. So this is in Sarasota. So I did book this before Milton, but then we had to evacuate. So I stayed at Mike's. Thank God I had someone to sit through the hurricane with, because that could be very nerve-wracking. He's in the middle of Florida, and so we just dealt with a lot of wind. He got some damage to his roof and fence, but he's gotten that fixed since then. So yeah, so this place is in Sarasota, and that's where the Milton hit first. So of course, my nerves were shot, thinking, okay, now where am I going to go if this mobile home place? But they picked it up really quick, really fast. Ooh, this Permanent Matter Deep. I'm sorry, but it looks a lot like blood. Oh, goodness. It looks a lot like blood. Permanent Matter Deep. So I was very surprised when I was able to come here a couple days after Milton. Milton came on Wednesday or Thursday. I was able to come in here Friday. Well, actually, I got the keys before Milton. So I kind of snuck in. I kind of begged the lady and gave her my spiel. I had all my camping stuff because there was no power or no water right away, which I knew. But I had all my camping stuff here. So I had my Jackery, Quinacridone Lake. This is pretty. My camping potty, stuff like that, which I only had to do for a couple days. And then power and everything came back on, cable, TV. But I even got a, when power came back, I even went and got a little antenna for the TV, and I had TV. Anyways, because I'm used to doing antennas. So that was, but now everything's back to normal, except they are still cleaning up a lot of things. There were no mobile homes that were demolished, but they did lose a lot of lanais. So there's a lot of cleanup for that, and lanai roofs, but I don't think any mobile homes. This is Rose Lake. Ooh, this is pretty. Rose Lake. That is pretty. That's like a lipstick color. So, and slowly but surely, things came back online, you know, people getting back to normal and stuff like that. So I'm glad I chose this place, because I'm on like 3 Facebook groups for this place. So I was scrolling this and Gulfport Facebook pages. This is magenta quinacridone, to, you know, see what was going on, when was power coming back, you know, all the little gossipy things that Facebook groups do. And it was like the first, I'm gonna say first week here, or maybe yeah, first like 7 days, all I did was watch the news. Well, I did that even after Helene. Watch the hurricane news, and then the hurricane media, and all online and on TV, and all the local news channels. That's all I've been watching for like 7 days. Finally, I had to stop. This is cadmium red orange. So that's nice. So look at how these dried now too. Don't they look? You can see the difference. So I had to stop the constant hurricane media. It was just unbearable. I just had to stop, because that's all I was doing. Hurricane media. And then I was like, I can't, and in this place the internet is terrible. Plus I've learned not to use public internet that doesn't have passwords, because I did that once in La Quinta, and somebody got into my Amazon. So I don't do that. I only use my hotspot, which was nice though. My Mint Mobile gave all of us in this area a terabyte of data on our hotspots, which has helped me immensely. So I'm able to do these videos and upload them and stuff like that. There is a library across the street. Oh, so here's a nice surprise. So this is cadmium red light. So here's a nice surprise. So I knew I was coming here, and I know for a fact that the internet here is horrible, because I used to have to work here, and I always had to bring my own hotspot, which was on the floor, so I can't use that either. So I thought, well, let me see if the library. So I went on, before I got here, I went and I checked the library across the street, if it was still there. Cadmium red medium. And because I moved to Florida 2024. 2023 I did not come here as a snowbird, because I was in the middle of packing up and selling my house. It took me quite some time. You can watch those videos. So I had not been here 2023 and 2024. And so lo and behold, and this place is at the bottom of Lakewood Ranch. So it makes sense. Lo and behold, they built a Publix across the street. This is transparent Mars red. Ooh, I like this. This is kind of like, ooh. Transparent Mars red. All right. I'm getting lost here in this. But yeah, so there's a new Publix across the street, which, you know, I've been there several times already. You know how I've fallen in love with Publix since I moved to Florida. I was a Wegmans girl, and somebody asked me, which do I like better, Wegmans or Publix? So I said, this is what my answer was. I said, they're very different, but they're also kind of the same. So Wegmans, I like 99.98%, and Publix, I like 99.9%. Isn't that funny? So here is permanent red light. permanent red light. Look at how my swatches went from these teeny little to these big mamalukes. But you know, this is just informal chit chat with you guys. Informal art chit chat. Yeah, I have several playlists out there. I have an art chit chat playlist, which I'm gonna have to add, and then I have an art with Cyndie playlist that I just started, because this used to be just Gypsy Soul 1111, and then I changed the name to Art with Cyndie because that's what it really is. And I think I need to add. So I did a lot of my art under just watercolors and drawings playlist. So I need to put those under Art with Cyndie, as well as Art Chit Chat under Art with Cyndie too. This is Permanent Red Deep. Permanent Red Deep. Ooh, these colors are so nice together too, aren't they? So yeah, I got different playlists out there if you want to check them out. And this is primary red magenta. Okay. Primary red magenta. These are all like lipstick colors. Avon lipstick. Remember those Avon lipsticks? My mother used to have those little samples. Remember Avon? I used to be, when I worked in the office, I was a big Avon buyer. Oh yes. And this is Pyro Red. Pyro Red. Nice. Really big into Avon. I used to buy, remember Avon? That was before Amazon. And then Amazon came and just took over everything. Everything. And this is quinacridone red. Quinacridone red. Okay. So, we did the first page. This is a nice color too. So we did the first page. See? I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll write the names. I'll find a spot, don't worry, I'll find a spot. I'll write the names in there. And then we'll do the second page. How's that? So let's take a little rest, bathroom break, and I'll be back. We are back. This dried, I put the names on. Look at how pretty these colors are. These are very, very nice colors, aren't they? Really nice. So I can see now. I'm trying to remember. There was one artist. She did use these. I think she even has a signature set of the MaimeriBlu. I hope I'm saying these right. MaimeriBlu watercolors, and I believe she's like a botanical artist. Does really, really great work. And if I wish I could remember her name. But I can see why she uses these colors for botanicals, because they're very, very, very different shades and stuff like that. So look at these shades. So I'm going to do this second page now. And I faintly put lines in there so that we could see. I hope you can see. Let me just make sure this is in. So that I should have done this in the beginning, but I faintly put lines in there so that we could see a little bit better. And then so when I was talking about going through and just saving, I was still in like a zombie, so I saved the weirdest stuff. But I did save all my favorite stuff. One of my favorite things that I did save, and then I'm like trying to remember, did I save this? Did I save that? But I did save. This is my mouse pad. These are my two dogs, Jasper and Jeffrey. This is on, we used to get this one place, that we could walk to St. Armand Circle. So I believe this is the Longboat Key, beach. But yeah, So we had been coming here for many times until we finally moved here. So this is Jasper, this is Jeffrey, this is Jasper, Jax. And Jax, he passed away, he was almost 17. And then I got Jax and I named him after Jasper, my very first dog. Jasper and I loaded everything into my little Chevy Tracker and moved to Colorado with everything that I owned in my car, just like we just did a few weeks ago. And we did pretty good, but then I got homesick and I went back to New York. Who knows? I could have still been in Colorado right now and avoided all of this, but no, I got homesick. So yeah, this is one of the things I did save. And Jeffrey, he passed away in 2020, April 2020, during COVID, and he passed away April 2021. So I do miss them terribly. I miss my boys so much. But yes, I'm so glad I saved that. So now let's do the rest of our MaimeriBlu. Somebody tell me if I'm saying this right. And let's get started, shall we? Okay, now this one is Venetian red. Oh, I do like the Venetian red in the Daniel Smith and maybe as Paul Rubens. I can't remember. I put them both together because I now use them both together when I'm doing art because I like them both. I cannot decide one over the other, so I do use both now. Let me see if I can. I have a video that shows you how I did that. I don't have everything handy right now to show you. Now this is Sandal Red. Oh, PR 254 Sandal Red. Interesting. So yeah, I like this. At least I have a little. Now I know where to go with this. And then now I have two different things: clean water and stuff like that. This is Dragon's Blood. Interesting. PB 25 Dragon's Blood. Interesting. Ooh. Those two kind of go together, right? Dragon's Blood. So yeah, when I was going through grabbing stuff, so here's the thing. I got about 4 feet of water in my apartment, and I have a DVD collection that I was very proud of. I collected TV series, a lot of older stuff, a lot of CW stuff like Everwood, Gilmore Girls, Charmed, you know, that kind of stuff, and all of that got wet. All of it. But I was like, I'm not giving up my DVD collection. So I went through and I took everything out of the wet cardboard. This is Pozzoli Earth. Pozzuli Earth. I took all the DVDs out of the wet cardboard and just threw them in a garbage bag. Those are right now in a storage unit waiting for me to go through them. And then, I like this. I like this. It says Terra di Pozzoli. Yeah, Pozzoli Earth. I have to look up Pozzoli. I was not going to give up my DVDs, so I got rid of the cardboards because they were soaking wet. And I took all the DVDs. I took as many as I could. I might have left behind a few DVDs here and there, but because I was just like in a zombie, it took me so long to take these out of the cardboard and throw them all into like it wasn't really a garbage bag, but it was like those, Wegmans bags, or those, the cloth bags that we use for shopping now. That's what I threw them all in. And then, so that's that. I'm gonna have to go through those and just buy one of those DVD holders and figure out, So that's what happened with this is burnt sienna. That's what happened with my DVD collection. I'm kind of can't wait to go and check it out when I move and go get all my stuff. But that's that. These are really light. I don't think they gave us enough dots because these are really light pigments. This is burnt sienna. So meanwhile, everything that was plugged in. So I took my DVDs, but I had 2 DVD players. And since they were plugged in, they got wet. I didn't take those. So I've been sitting here in this mobile home, and the cable is, I do have my Hallmarks. I've been watching the Hallmarks. Yeah, it's all soon, but I've been watching the Hallmarks, but I really needed something with no commercials. And I didn't want to watch, I can watch stuff on my phone, but it's so tiny that I don't want to. So I went to Target. Oh, this is Green Earth, which this sample is so tiny, and it looks like I would really like this too, but the sample is so tiny. I think I would have loved this color, Green Earth, but yep, look at how thin that is. I don't think it's the, I think it's the pigment. I don't think it's the pigment. I think it's the sample that they gave me was very tiny. Because you know me, how I love my greens. You know how I love my greens. So I went and got Target didn't have any DVD players or DVDs. And that's where I used to buy some of I bought my Gilmore Girls at this very Target over here series. But anyways, so I said, where is there a Walmart near me? I found one. I drove there. This is Cobalt Green Light. And lo and behold, they had DVDs. I didn't get the cheapest one. I didn't get the most expensive one. I got the one in the middle. Because I'm going to get 2. I always have one for my bedroom as well. So I got this DVD player, and I wanted to get some series that I didn't already have, which I didn't, so I wouldn't have doubles, but the only series they had was, I got the first 4 seasons of Yellowstone, because I've never watched it, and then I got Northern Exposure, because I like the older series. I have a ton of the older series. I think I have a video. I videoed in one of my Saturday morning coffees or something. I showed my my video collection. So Northern Exposures is what I'm watching right now. It's from 1990. It's really weird, but it's got no commercials. Cobalt Green Deep. And it's fine. It's something that I can watch continuously. I did watch Sullivan's Crossing last week, and I'm all caught up on that. So I needed something new. That was good too. And so yeah, Northern Exposure is really different. It's got John Corbett in it. When he was a lot younger. It's really interesting. It's fun. Cobalt Green Blue. I hope you guys can see all these. It's from 1990, and one of the skeevy things about it is these 2 guys that are in their 60s that are in love with this girl who's like 18, and everybody's okay with it. It was 1990. I just find it's really weird, but anyway. But it's very typical for men to want a younger woman. It's like it's the age-old, whatever. Cupric Green Light. C-U-P-R-I-C. So it's nothing new. Older men wanting younger women. There's nothing new about that, right? Right. Who am I to judge, right? Who am I to judge? So that's that. So then after Northern, I finished there's like 6 seasons. I'm on season 1. I mean, it keeps me busy. It keeps me occupied. Keeps me off of the hurricane media, news media. Oh, also the election is going on, and I'm going to try and vote. We'll see what happens. I have to go back and get my mail again. So if there's still early voting, I might try and do that. But I don't want to watch the election stuff. Kubrick Green Deep. I have to look up some of these names too. Kubrick Green Deep. Look at that. It's kind of like a turquoise-y, isn't it? They're just different names. That's pretty though. So that's why I got those two DVD series. Keep me busy as I count down. I have 17 more days before I can move into my apartment. I just want to move in and just start to be in my new place, my 3rd floor apartment. So Hooker's Green, one of my favorites. I am a big Hooker's Green fan. I'm very into lots of greens. These kind of earthy greens, so into them. Look at that, how it dried. It was so light. Really love these kind of greens. Hooker's Green. Too much water there. I just can't wait to move into my apartment and start. I did order, they do deliver Amazon stuff here. I don't want to start ordering a lot of stuff because I don't want to overpack the truck when I have to move back. I did order one of those memory foam cushions that you sit on because I am sitting at a kitchen table right now, you know, and my back is just killing me. Cobalt green. This is nice. I like that green. I think that this paper's not really helpful either, but hey, it's something. We're getting the gist of the colors, right? We're getting the gist. I mean, it seems like these pigments are kind of thin. I don't know if it's because of the samples that they're giving us. I did notice that these samples are really, really thin compared to like dot cards, like the Daniel Smith dot cards. We always get a lot more sample. So I don't think it's the paint itself. I think it's the samples that they're giving us are very thin. Green gold. I think green gold was on my list of colors that I want to obtain. Ooh, that's pretty. Yep, that's pretty. That's pretty. So yeah, that's my DVD. What you call it? Story. So that's that. So yeah, I've been, and then another thing that I did, because I need to really stop scrolling on Facebook, and I can scroll. Boy, can I scroll. And I'm trying not to, because I can just get lost in it and not pay attention to certain things. Oh, here we go. The snoring Shih Tzu is back. Can you hear him? He's back. Viridian. Here's Viridian. So another thing so as I was scrolling, because I also need to heal, I get these waves of, I call them waves or pangs in my chest. I don't know if it's anxiety or it's melancholy or what. It's like, it's like a mild depression. Viridian, there's not a lot of sample here, so I'm not going to blame it on the color. I think it's more not enough sample. Ooh, that's oh, look at that. I love a nice bleed through. That's pretty. Oh, that is pretty. Where was I? So I found this app called Aura, and I thought, because I couldn't really, I've been doing, sleepy time tea and stuff like that, but I can't really fall asleep. You know what? Well, yeah, because I have the stupid TV on. That's why. Sin. Turquoise green. So turned off the TV. Was watching mindless Hallmarks. It's too soon. It's not even I mean, when I was normally watching the Hallmark Christmas movies, I would refuse to watch any Hallmark movies in October. Then I started refusing watching them in November. But, you know, I love my Lacey. Saved all my Lacey DVDs, all of them. Even the covers, because they were on the top shelf. So but Lacey, a lot of her movies are in November. premieres. But actually, her new premiere is on December 1st, which is nice. So I try not to do the Hallmark movies until December. Sap green. I am a big sap green. You know I'm a sap for sap green. I'm a big sap green girl. So it's too soon to be watching Hallmarks in the middle of October, but I have been. Oh, and I got a nice little Halloween surprise for you guys for Saturday morning coffee. Just gonna let you know. Nice little surprise for Saturday morning coffee this weekend. Look for it this Saturday. It's so cute. Halloween surprise. So that's that with, so I found this app called Aura, and I thought, well, I'll try it for free for 7 days. It's got meditations and things like that. I'm very familiar with this type of app and this meditations and podcasts and things like that because I used to subscribe to Gaia TV, Gaia, Gaia TV. Loved that Gaia TV. They have everything, cooking, TV shows, podcasts, yoga. But the year that I did it, I think I watched pretty much everything that was on there. There was not a lot of new stuff. A lot of the newer stuff is stuff I don't understand it, so I can't get into it. And it's about, how do I explain? It's about weird, I forget, ascension type stuff, which I don't understand. I kind of get it, but I don't. So I have nothing against it. I just don't understand it. So the ascension type things and stuff like that. So I stopped doing the Gaia TV after a year. It is good TV though. Really good cooking shows. And I watched all the cooking shows I could. They didn't have a lot of new stuff for the cooking, and yoga. They had a lot of good yoga, but I found a lot of free yoga. That's when I started watching YouTube more. Cerulean blue. Now this doesn't have a lot of sample as well. The cerulean. So that's when I started watching more YouTube TV, or not YouTube TV, but YouTube channel, because there's a YouTube TV as well. Oh, that's pretty though. Not enough sample, but it's pretty. So much on YouTube. That's why I pay for the no commercials on YouTube, because that's basically my TV. But can't really watch it. And that's what I do. I watch a lot of YouTube channels. But I don't want to watch my channels on my little phone, my teeny tiny phone. I do watch some, but I would rather watch it on a bigger TV. So I got to wait till 17 more days until I move. Cobalt blue. This is pretty. This is pretty. That's pretty. Oh, I like these two together very much. Love these two together. So that's that. But I like this Aura because it's got some nighttime meditations. I fell right asleep as soon as I put it on for like 20 minutes. They just talk you into this meditation, which is what I need instead of listening to. And then what I was doing is I was listening to morning radio, and that's all I talk about is like the hurricanes, because it's local, and they talk about the election. I just can't. I know I'm trying. I'm like an ostrich with my head in the sand, but I'm not really. I'm aware of everything that's going on. I just don't want to listen to it 24/7. You know what I mean? I just can't. I don't like negativity. I don't like people fighting. Cobalt blue light. Cobalt blue light. It's kind of like a periwinkle, sort of. But yeah, it can be kind of. I can kind of be one of those people that. What is the word now? That shies away from everything. What is the word I'm looking for? I didn't take my vitamins today. Cobalt blue deep. Cobalt blue deep. Cobalt blue deep. Pretty. Now I can't tell. If you hear him snoring, I can't tell if it's because they're giving us less pigment, or if that's the way these paints are. I can't really. If you guys are aware, you know, if you are familiar with MaimeriBlu, please, and please let me know in the description or in the comments your thoughts about this paint. Love to hear your comments. I love to hear from you guys. I just love it. Love talking to you. Faience blue, F-A-I-E-N-C-E blue, PB60. It's kind of like a almost indigo. Gotta look up these words. See, now if I my Alexa was plugged in, I saved 2. I had 4 Alexas. I saved 2. One was really, really old. It was my original, which was on the floor in the closet. I stopped using it, and then I took my good one, my Bose one. I actually put that up on the top shelf the night of the hurricane, thank goodness. And then my one that's next to the bed, I saved that one. Cobalt blue green. I could have asked Alexa what faience means, what cupric means, but we'll find out again. Ooh, I like this. I like this. Cobalt blue green. This is pretty. This is a pretty color. Okay, that big tree cutting thingy is gone, so they went to another street. Thank you, because I don't want to watch you cut down any more trees, although I know it's for good reasons. Ultramarine light. Ultramarine light. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ultramarine light. I like that I did these squares. It's much better. I should have done that originally, but you know me, Cindy, who doesn't watch, or who does not, I never read directions. Just plow through. Ultramarine deep. Ultramarine deep. Another thing that I did save, actually I put it the night before the hurricane, I put my Epson EcoTank printer up on the top shelf. I did save that. There's not a lot of pigment here. They didn't give us a lot of pigment, so, because that thing was expensive. And it's true, I had just bought new ink 2 years later. It's an excellent printer. It's still in my truck. It's been in my truck for weeks now with this 90 or more degree weather, so I don't know what that's doing to it. And I don't know, I can't find the plug. You know how I don't know where the plug is. I know I took it, but I don't know where it is. So we'll see how that goes when I plug that in. MaimeriBlu, cyan. Cyan, that's what reminded me of the printer. That's the cyan blue. That's pretty. So we shall see about that. Yeah. The things that I saved, and then, you know, every once in a while I'll remember something that I did not save. And I have to find I have to go somewhere else in my heart to let that go. Because there's nothing I can do about that, or what I did not save. Some things I can replace. Prussian blue. Ooh, this is a nice dark Prussian blue. Some things I can replace. Some things I was so pissed that I was like, why didn't I just throw that in the car? But I didn't, because I was kind of zombie-like and I didn't know what I was doing. So I have to let that go. I mean, at least I was able to throw stuff in my car. Look at the people that were caught by surprise, that lost everything, and they didn't have a chance to go back and grab stuff like I did. They've lost everything. Those people I feel so bad for. What about the people that lost their lives? They had no idea this was coming. No idea. turquoise cobalt. I feel bad for those people. I feel bad for their families. This was just something. This is when sometimes when I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what? I should just go back to New York. I always say, blizzards aren't looking so bad right now. But I came here for a reason. I came here when I was in New York. I yearned so much to come here, so I'm going to give it another chance. I will. My third floor apartment, it'll be like a tree house, right? Oh, there goes some big, heavy equipment again. And they're just driving down these teeny tiny roads with these big trucks and trailers. Oh, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look. Cerulean Sky Blue. Ooh, I think I'm going to like this. I'm going to give Florida another chance. I really will. And I'm not going to stay for any hurricanes. No, I'm not even staying for tropical storms. I will be gone. I just got to find a place where I bug out to. I got to have a couple places. Because by the time, when I wanted to do Milton, I was going to come here and get a hotel room, but all the rooms were booked. Ooh, what's that noise? So I need to book the place right away. And then also be out of the path. That was another thing. So here's another reason. A lot of people kept asking me in the comments after Helene. Okay, this is Indigo. Indigo is one of my favorites. They kept asking me in the comments, why didn't we evacuate for Helene? Well, one reason is all the people in my apartment building said it had never flooded there, even though they're right on the water. If you see my other videos, we're right on the freaking water. But people always said it never flooded in 100 years. They were knocking on wood and all that stuff. So a lot of people did not evacuate. Now, another reason why we did not evacuate from Helene is because if we would have evacuated, we would have gone north, right? That's where Helene was going to be the worst. It was going to be in the Panhandle. So that's why we didn't evacuate. We thought we were safer where we were, where it was only a tropical storm, right? That's another reason why we didn't evacuate. Another reason why a lot of people didn't move their cars is we didn't realize we were in a bowl. That parking lot was in a bowl. Jesus, they're coming awfully close to my truck with that bucket thing. Or is it just me? Oh, they're arborists. Oh, they're gonna cut down that other tree, and I don't want to watch. Oh gosh. So that's what that noise is. So there was another reason why we didn't evacuate. And then the reason why we didn't move our cars is because we didn't think it was going to flood it, because it never flooded before. And then some people, when I finally moved my car, they knocked on my door and told me to move my car. There was already like 2 inches, 3 inches of water that I had to walk through to get to my car. By the time I moved my truck under the drive-through at the bank, it had already gone up like a foot. So I had yelled to some people, because there's 3 floors. There were people on the whatever you call it, the balcony thing. I told them to knock on my one friend's door. I said, tell him to move his Jeep, and he finally came out and moved his Jeep, and then that was it. He finally got out of there, and it was too late for the rest of the cars that you saw in my video. Some of those people weren't even there, so for them to move it. So ultramarine violet. Ooh, I like these colors together. I do like these colors together. They just seem so light. This MaimeriBlu seems very light. The pigment seems very light, but I can't tell if it's because they didn't give us enough samples on the dot sample, or if they really are light. Ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue, which looks kind of purpley. Yeah, I can hear them. So, you know, this sample is kind of weird too. It's weird. This says ultramarine blue, but it didn't give us enough sample. Let's see. Looks purple to me. Looks purpley to me. So that was that about, you know, not saying that what we did was right. You know, I'm just explaining to you permanent violet blue, why we did some of the things that we did. So then we were kind of stuck after the water started coming up. We were stuck where we were. We could not leave. And then you saw the one fire, that house that was on fire, they could not get to it because of the flood as well. There was no way that they were going to drive through, you know, flooded waters. Then we found out that that house was for sale and it was empty, which was good. Thank goodness nobody was in it. Quinacridone violet. Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen a quin violet before. Maybe, maybe not. I'm trying to remember. This is pretty. So that's that of that. That was the craziest night. We were all just running up and down those, you know, the balcony there. You know, just watching the cars flood. Watching the water rise. My heart was just, I had just the worst pangs, or PTSD, quinacridone violet reddish. I had the worst PTSD the next 3 or 4 days after that. That's why I'm so thankful to my friend Mike who let us come and stay with him, because it helped that it was like a hole in my chest of PTSD and sadness that I just didn't know what to do with it. I just felt just so sad and lost everything. I lost everything. That was the hardest. That was really hard. But then it was like, it's just stuff, right? I got the most important things. I got my Jacks. I got my other dog's ashes. Got a few things. I got my art supplies. Verzino Violet. Verzino. PR122. Verzino Violet. Got the most important things. My car. Thank God my car. If you saw the videos, I mean, it was just coming up to the floorboards or whatever. I was very lucky. Some people were not. Some people did get new cars, I heard. Good on them for having really good insurance. That's what we have to do. We have to have good insurance. My renter's insurance denied me. Oh, so that's another thing. So my renter's insurance denied me, and then I called FEMA. FEMA came right away. I had to meet them at the apartment. It was hard. Brown Matter. She took pictures of the apartment. It was gutted. There was people in there gutting it as we spoke, and she took a lot of pictures, information, all that stuff. And that's why I have to go get my mail, because my informed mail tells me that I have a letter from FEMA. I didn't get anything from them. I can't log into the FEMA website because it goes through login.gov, which I already had a login.gov because of my SSI. So when I log in, the disaster portion, I can either log into SSI, or once I'm logged in to login.gov, then I can click on SSI or disaster recovery. Well, disaster recovery is grayed out and I can't get into it. And I don't want to mess up that login because it's my Social Security. That's my lifeline. And I'm not going to mess it up because of FEMA. So I got a letter from them. I'm sure it's a denial letter for some strange reason. I don't know why. Because my renter's insurance denied me because I did not have flood insurance. So I don't know. This is Mars Brown. Now I'm starting to get mad. So I don't know. if I'll get anything from FEMA. I've been hearing that some people were getting that $750 or that was promised. I didn't get any of that. They took all my info. They got my banking information. I did not get anything from FEMA. And I'm sure they're sending a letter to a place that does not exist, so I have to go get that and see what I have to do to remedy that, to get something. I just want some money so I can, get cheap furniture. I don't even want expensive furniture. Potter's Pink is one of my faves, and it looks like there's not a lot of... Oh, can you hear them? Oh my goodness. A lot of yelling out there. That's okay. Potter's Pink. I love Potter's Pink. That's another one of my new favorites. Potter's Pink. Oh yeah. That's pretty. Not a lot of sample though, so that's what the only thing I can say right now is a lot of these colors are very pretty, but they're not dark enough. And I don't think they're dark enough because the sample they give us is very thin. That's all I can say because I'm not familiar with MaimeriBlu. I am not. Trying to see what's going on out there. Just be careful of my truck, that's all. Van Dyke Brown. Another thin sample. God, that's thin. Van Dyke Brown. See how thin that is? I think it's samples that they gave us. I think the next swatch I'll do, I have a Rembrandt one dot card too. But I will do some art in between these samples, these swatches. This is so thin. Didn't give enough sample. And then here's Sepia. Sepia. Ooh, that's nice and dark. Sepia. I like my sepia. Sepia. That's a nice tree bark. Brown. Oh, I gotta change that water eventually too. Burnt umber. Oh, that's another. I like burnt umber instead of black. That's another tree bark color. Oh yeah, that's a nice rich brown. Nice chocolatey brown. Chocolate brown. Yeah, that's nice. And another thing I have to say is all the people, all of you who wrote comments on all my other videos, raw umber, that meant so much to me. You have no idea how much, this is so thin, how much that meant to me. It means the world to me. I still read them, and I will. I think every year on the anniversary, I will read them. I will go in and read some more. I'll go into the videos and read them. I used to do that with 9/11. For 9/11, I used to tape my soaps on the DVR, or what is it? On the DVR, was it DVR? Is that what we called it? No, the VCR. I used to tape all my soaps, and I would tape like 3 or 4 per day. And the day of 9/11, of course, the VCR recorded, Payne's Gray, another favorite, recorded all day long everything that was going on, and I would watch that VCR tape every year on 9/11 until the VCR was no more. But now you can watch that stuff on regular TV. Never forget, and I don't forget. I still don't forget. That was quite a day. Ivory Black. Not a lot of pigment or here, not a lot of sample. Not a lot of sample, so that's very thin. That was a very thin sample for Ivory Black. And Carbon Black. Oh, I've never heard of that before. That sounds nice. Carbon. What's the blackest black? What is the blackest black? Ooh, look at Carbon Black. What is the blackest black that you know of? That you use? And Mars Black. My favorite color used to be black. blacker. Back when we used to wear, you know, those big black army boots. Yeah, I was one of those girls with the big black army boots. Back in the grunge days, that was me. I was a grunge girl. I love Canadian alternative music, of course, growing up in Buffalo. And then, last but not least, neutral tint. Ooh, that's dark. That is dark. Ooh, that's the blackest black. Blacker. What's your favorite color? Blacker. Blacker. That's neutral tint. All right, that looks good. So I'm gonna let all this dry, and then I'll put the names on, and then we'll see how they look all dried. All right, boy, this is gonna be a long one. Okay. And here we are, completion of the MaimeriBlu swatch. Look at these, now that they're dried. Oh, aren't these beautiful? Look at these colors. They are beautiful colors. I just don't think they gave us enough sample, but they still came out pretty nice, didn't they? I love these colors, like these two colors together. Aren't they kind of nice? These colors together, they just happen to be together. I love that. So these are nice. These turned out really, really nice. So I hope you enjoyed my swatching of the MaimeriBlu, giving you a little bit more details about everything that had happened to me. I'm not going to dwell on these hurricanes and things that have happened. Pretty soon, it'll just be memories, and I'll be in my new place, and we'll be doing much more videos. My next video, I'm going to do some art. I'll do some art with you guys using some of my favorites. But until then, thank you so much for being here with me. It means so much that you're here. I want to hear from you. Please tell me all about yourself. Tell me something good that happened to you this week in the comments. Please say hello. Introduce yourself. I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.